Hey friends, welcome to our Utsuk YouTube channel. This is our part 17 video tutorial on Java programming. In this video tutorial, we're gonna discuss about the method overloading in Java. So let's move to the content. At first, we're gonna discuss about the method overloading and ways to overload a method, some of the invalid method overloading, and why to use method overloading. So let's see what actually the method overloading means. So it's a features that allows a class to have more than one method having the same name if argument lists are different. As in previous video also, we have discussed about the constructor overloading, as this method overloading is also the same concept, but here we're gonna use the concept of method. So method having the same name but with different signature is considered as method overloading. It is similar to the constructor overloading that allows a class to have more than one constructor having different argument list. So the concept behind the constructor overloading and the method overloading are somehow similar. Method overloading is an example of static polymorphism. So about the polymorphism we will discuss in our upcoming video as well. So method overloading is also considered as the static polymorphism. So there are some of the ways to overload a method, that is number of parameters and data type of parameters. So in order to overload the method, we can use both of this concept. So at first, let's see number of parameters. For example, if we have the method called add and its return type is int and it takes 2 parameters, but if we define the method with the same name but with the different signature, as it takes 3 parameters here but this one takes only 2 parameters, then this concept of defining the method with the same name but with the different signature is considered as method overloading. So another is the data type of parameters, that is, for example, if we have the method add and it takes the parameter as int value and it takes 2 parameters and the return type of the method is integer type, then if we define the same method with the same name but with the different return type and with the different parameter, that is data type of the parameter is double here and the return type of the method is also double. So the method names are same here but the signature are different and data type of parameters are also different. So this concept is also considered as the method overloading. So there are some of the way to overload the method, but it is considered as the invalid method overloading, as we can define the method like this, which has 2 parameter and it takes int and return type of this method is integer value. Then if we define the method with the same name but only with the difference in the return type as float and the parameter that the method takes are same but the return type of the method is different, then this type of method overloading is considered as invalid one, as this creates the ambiguity while compiling. Whenever the Java compiler compiles the code, then it's gonna create the ambiguity here, as the method names are same but only with the difference in the return type is considered as invalid one and the compiler throws the exception here. So why to use method overloading? The main concept behind the method overloading is that it increases the readability of the program. Suppose if I want to add 2 numbers with the method add, then I will pass the 2 parameter, but with the same method if I want to add the 3 numbers, then I have to send the parameter here as 3 parameter. So if we do not use the concept of the method overloading, then for adding the different numbers and passing the parameter here, we would have to define the different names for each method and it would be not easier for the readability of the program, as lots of method gonna be created with the different name in order to add some of the numbers. So suppose we define the method like this with the same name but with the different parameter, then the readability of the program is enhanced. So using the method overloading concept, we don't have to define the different names for adding the same of the numbers, the different parameters, but we can simply give the same name but only the signature is different. So in this way the readability also increases and also we achieve the method overloading functionality. So I hope that you have understood what actually the method overloading is and how to define a method overloading and how to use method overloading in Java. and also about why to use method overloading. So in order to understand in a more practical way, let's move to the NetBeans IDE. Let's open our NetBeans IDE. Let's create a project. Next, practice underscore 16. So let's remove out this comment. So I'm gonna rename my class as method overloading. So let's create a method outside of the main as public static. We need to give here static, as we're gonna use this method inside of the static main method. So it's gonna return int value. I'm gonna give add as a name of method, and it takes two parameters as a and b. So let's create here sum as value. Int sum equals to a plus b, and return sum. Or you can even do like this as return. This one would also be correct one, as this return the sum value of a plus b. So in order to overload the method, let's create another method with the same name. At first we're gonna look for the first type of method overloading, that is using the number of parameters. Add int a, int b, int c. So here it's gonna take three parameters here. So let's return here value of a plus b plus c. Now this one I will comment here as first method, number of parameters. With the help of number of parameters, we are creating here method overloading concept. So let's call the method as add 1, 2 and add 1, 2, 3. So whenever we run this program, whenever this method is called, then it's gonna call this method add, as the signature matches here. It's gonna take two parameter, and this method call is providing two parameter. And whenever this line executes, then this method is called, and three of the parameter are passed here. So it simply returns here a plus b plus c value. So let's print out here value sum equals to. So I'm gonna keep this method call here. Let's remove out this, and let's print out the value of another method call also. Sum equals to control C, control V. Let's remove out this. So let's run this program. As you can see that it's giving 3 and 6. So whenever we pass the 1, 2 as a parameter, it's returning me as 3 value, and whenever we pass this 3 parameter, that is 1, 2, 3, then it's giving me value as a 6. So whenever this method is called, it's calling this method, and for this method call, it's calling this method. So this is the concept of method overloading using the number of parameters. So let's see another method overloading concept using data type of parameter. So I'm gonna create the same add method, public static, but here I'm gonna return as the float value or double. Let's see double, add, then it's gonna take parameter as double b. So let's return simply a plus b. Now whenever we call this method and print the value, sum equals to add, and whenever we pass the double value as 5.5 comma 4.5, then let's see what we get. It's giving me double value as 10.0. So whenever this method is called, then it's gonna go to this method and it takes the double value and it simply return the sum. So in this way we have seen the two ways of method overloading. If we overload the method like this, like public static, and if we only change the return type of this add method, so like this comma int p, so this gonna gives error here as it's saying method add int is already defined in class method overloading. So same method cannot be defined by only changing the return type of its method. So this one is considered as the invalid method overloading. So by changing only the return type of the method, we cannot create the concept of method overloading. So this one is considered as invalid method overloading. So I hope that you have understood the basic concept about the method overloading. So it is as similar as the constructor overloading, and I hope that you have understood how to create the method overloading and why to use the concept of method overloading. So in next lecture video, we're gonna cover about the static method and static variable in Java. So we will meet you in our next lecture video. Till then, goodbye.